Hello, my name is Patricia Morales Bueno. I am a professor at Pontificia Universidad Católica del Perú, and I'm going to present the work Influence of Motivational, Attitudinal and Metacognitive Skills in the Academic Achievement of Freshman Science and Engineering Students, which is shared with Professor Rosario Santos Rodas. Undoubtedly, the development and strengthening of problem-solving skills are the main objectives of problem-based learning. Therefore, it is necessary to review the dimensions that directly influence these skills. Several comprehensive models recognize as main dimensions the domain knowledge, the general strategies, and the self-regulation and control skills. In addition, some models also recognize beliefs and affective variables as important dimensions in the problem solver. Jonassen identifies external and internal factors that affect the problem-solving process. The former are related to the nature of the problem and the way in which it is represented to the learner. The internal factors are related to the characteristics of the learner and imply, on one hand, the previous knowledge, in particular the structural knowledge, experience, reasoning skills, and the cognitive functions deployed for the planning and monitoring of problem-solving process. The latter are strongly related to the development of metacognitive skills. Another component of internal factors is related to affective elements, such as attitudes and beliefs about problems, problem mastery, and the learner's perception of his own problem-solving skills. In this way, the motivational components, such as the engagement, both at the beginning and during the process, effort, persistence in the task, and decision-making, will have a strong effect on problem-solving achievements. The purpose of this research was to evaluate two affective variables: achievement motivation, associated with the interest for academic success, and the attitude towards the learning of chemistry, associated with the conceptions about it, as well as a cognitive variable such as metacognition, necessary for the development of several of the scientific abilities in freshman science and engineering students of a Peruvian university. The correlation level between these variables and their influence on the students' academic achievement were determined. The participants in this study were freshman science and engineering students from a Peruvian university who were enrolled in a general chemistry course. The study included only the students who answered the three instruments applied. Therefore, the number of participants was 38. The average age was 18 years, and the range was between 16 and 20 years. 63.2% was male and 36.8% was female. The hybrid PBL model implemented involved the presentation of a PBL scenario at the beginning of each thematic unit, 5 in total. Students, organized in groups of 4 members, must present their solution proposal at the end of the unit. Throughout the unit, the groups develop collaborative learning activities with the teacher's mediation. The evaluation of each unit considered 40% of the group work and 60% of individual assessment. The final course grade considered 2 individual exams, each weighted with 30%. The average of the evaluation of the thematic units weighed with 20%, and the laboratory activities assessment weighed with 20%. The instruments applied during the study were Attributional Achievement Motivation Modified Scale, Metacognitive Activities Inventory, and Colorado Learning Attitudes About Science Survey for use in chemistry, adapted for the purposes of this study. The three instruments were administered during the last 2 weeks of tasks. The average time to answer each instrument is 30 minutes. Table 1 shows descriptive statistics for total scores obtained in the three instruments used and the final course grade. All of them are expressed as percentage. Table 2 shows the Pearson correlation coefficients for the study variables' total scores and the final course grade. Significant positive correlation between the three study variables can be observed. In particular, the relationship between motivation and metacognition has been widely discussed, recognizing its ambivalent nature. Metacognitive analysis of the activity itself can significantly influence the apprentice's motivational schemes. At the same time, achievement motivation is based on knowledge of one's own capacity, interest, and effort invested in achieving a goal. Therefore, it can be expected that subjects with a high achievement motivation present a greater degree of metacognitive knowledge. On the other hand, it is known that feelings and emotions have a direct influence on learning and behaviors. However, the affective aspect is complex since it implies a diversity of variables such as norms, values, opinions, beliefs, attitudes, between others. Attitudes imply a favorable or unfavorable predisposition towards the object of learning, and in this way they could influence the motivational and metacognitive aspects of the process. The results of the linear regression analysis indicated that a total score of attributional motivation scale was a predictive variable for the final course grade. The 20.6% of the variance is explained by the total score of the scale. Table 3 shows the summary of the regression model applied following the stepwise method. Linear regression analysis considering attributional motivation scale total score as dependent variable and metacognition inventory and class as possible predictors showed that only the regulatory aspects of metacognition were predictors of motivation total score, with 39.1% of explained variance. The results show that the influence of the variables studied on academic achievement is important, highlighting in a relevant way the achievement motivation. It can be affirmed that motivation constitutes the triggering element of learning process, which allows the student to assume the challenge posed in the task and to be persistently engaged in the search for the solution. The influence of metacognitive activities on motivation has been proven with the results obtained. The aspect related to attitudes towards chemistry learning did not show a significant influence on academic achievement. However, its relationship with motivational and metacognitive aspects was evident. Thank you.